Seahawks legend, man, multiple-time Pro Bowler, man, a dog at the linebacker position, USC legend as well. The OG, my guy, the one and only Lofa Tatupu. Bring him to the show right now.
How we doing?
Man, we're good, man. I was telling Shaun King the other day, I was like, man, you would have knocked him out in a game back in the day.
No, the hell he wouldn't. Man, listen. Mike get out of bounds. My get down game was elite, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to catch him first, man. I don't know if I had the speed for that. So,
man, fear is a hell of a motivator. Hey, we gonna catch Stephen. We gonna catch Stephen A. running out of one of the arenas. Just think about that's me trying to avoid Lofa.
Yeah, man. How you doing, though, my God, man? It's been a long time coming. You've been trying to get you on there for a while, man. So, how's life? You good?
Oh man, blessed. Yeah, honored to be here. Love you guys. Love the show. Man, yeah, it's a trip because I got in the podcast game too. Everybody got a podcast, right? Yeah. But I remember watching JB back in the day on the show, Last Chance, right? And I was like, man, how is nobody just giving this guy his own show? Because JB is honored to meet you virtually, but it's Smitty. I mean, we go back through Hoosh, really, because that's how I came to know you. And I need you to bring back those feuds when you guys were making fun of each other. That kept me going during COVID.
The workouts in the gym, yeah. For sure.
Hey, it's honors. I've coached shit, man. Over 200 USOs in my career. I've seen a lot D1, a couple of the league. So it's always legendary to have a guy on, man, that understands it, obviously, and sees this whole thing unfold in front of us right now, especially after we're done playing. All four of us played the game, obviously, in a different era. Now we got this era that's going on where people are getting paid in college. And then just a few years prior, you took a guy's Heisman Trophy out of his office and out of his hands, and now look at where we are. Like, it's unbelievable how the game has changed. So that's my first question to you, man. What do you see the biggest obstacles being right now from when we played to now?
I think it's they're getting paid, and I'm happy because it's a numbers game, and a lot of them aren't going to make it anyways, right? So I want to see all of our brothers, right, get paid, because there were several teammates that I had along the way that they were better than me. They had one injury, and it takes you out, changes your whole game. You fight and you come back, but it's just the NFL, like, oh well, he's injury prone, like at a young age. That's like you get the labels, right?
Yeah.
So, but I just hope that they keep their vision on whatever their long-term vision is and success in terms of like reaching it to the NFL. Because you're getting paid now, and the money's cool, but like the dream was to play the game at the highest level for me, anyways. And so I hope it just doesn't have complacency set in and just like, oh, like I made it and I can rest on my laurels.
Yeah, no, for sure. To that point, let me ask you this. We always have arguments on this show, especially like myself and JB, as far as like where the game is at today, whether it's at the collegiate level or NFL level. JB thinks it's gotten the product is bad. It's a lot softer. It's the worst quarterback play we've ever seen. How do you look at the game of football today at both the college level and I guess more importantly, more specifically, the NFL level? Do you think it's at a good place, or do you think it's taking a few steps back?
It's definitely, just like now I'm going to sound old, right? It's definitely a watered down product. It's, the fundamentals are lacking, right? And that's how I feel like I'm old, because I remember when I was playing, the OGs were like, man, they ain't, stepping with the near foot, near shoulder, using the power, their base.
They're out.
Yeah. Eyes, exactly. The eyes are messed up, and but like I understood what they were saying, and I tried to work better, to understand the game more as a student. And so, but it's watered down. Quarterback play, man, JV, right? Like I'm serious, like. And look, I was only a high school quarterback, but I was asked to get under center, use your voice. That's another weapon to get false starts, disrupt timing of blitzes, all those things. And now a kid is just not prepared for the NFL. I don't care how talented he is. He's back there looking to the sideline for the play. So he never has to call a play. Then he just turns, claps, right? And then might look over for an audible. But he never develops any of these skills that are required to be successful in the NFL, and then they get thrown into the fire. And it's honestly, it's not fair to the kid. And you see that the good organizations are making a kid sit, even if they draft him first overall. They're making him sit and learn, not take the lumps and lose confidence right away. And so there's development that goes on. And I think that's really the teams you look at that have the most success is they have a plan for their quarterback going forward, because it is the most important position. But nobody can do it on their own, though. That's the truth.
No doubt. Before Shaun jumps in, I know he's got some questions. He's in Vegas, and my question is, your former coach, college and pro, Pete Carroll, has taken that job. To go back into the quarterback talk discussion, is this the reason why he went with a veteran like Geno Smith? Because he knows this draft is lacking and that what's out there is lacking at the quarterback position. You think that's why he took Geno? And then overall thoughts on Pete as far as a coach in general and a mentor and all those type of things.
Yeah. First of all, I'm one of the few guys. I'm like the president of the Geno Smith fan club. I've been for years.
Shaun loves them too. Shaun loves them.
Oh, good. Shaun, we're going to be boys then, because I've been up here taking serious heat, since he got, and he replaced the legend in Russell Wilson. I get it. Our only franchise Super Bowl winner. So those big shoes to fill. But he came in and he did his thing, and he did it with very little help. He had one 1,000-yard rusher, K9, Kenneth Walker, back his first year. After that, the offensive line's been injured. We're not bad. We're just always hurt. And so that's tough. Even if you have the great, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and all these weapons, you don't have time to get the ball to him. You're in trouble. And we had no run game other than that first year. And statistically, defensively, we were in the bottom third until bye week of last year, where we jumped from 28 to 14. That is the only time Geno had a defense. And honestly, the decline in play that last year is probably more indicative of the offensive coordinator who got fired after 1 year. I didn't think 1 year was very fair for anybody to implement their system, but still, the things I was seeing out of it was he wasn't setting up his plays. He was a masterful play designer, but he was not a great timing play caller. You have to set it up and then run play action out of it or something, right? And there was none of that going on. So Shaun, I'm glad you're back. I'm one of the biggest Geno Smith fans. He is just a beast, and I feel like he has the skill set to play for another 7-8 years if he wants to, because he's got tremendous arm talent. He's got a quick processor, knows where to go with the ball, and you just get him some help. You get him a run game, and it's over. He's just going to dice you up. So, and then as far as Pete, happy to see him back in the game. I've seen him the past year or so that he sat out at a lot of charity events. He does a lot in the community, whether it was in LA when he had his foundation, when I was at SC, or up here. Grateful for that guy and for him giving me the chance back in the day when I transferred from University of Maine. Got to give University of Maine a shout out. Go Black Bears. And no one wants to bring that up, right? When I'm telling my story, I'm like, hey, I only had one scholarship to play linebacker, and that was at University of Maine. And JB, this is going to probably blow your mind. I had 3 offers to play quarterback.
So you were actually good at QB then, what you say?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was good. I would say I was decent, but I did the little things, like the details. So I used the snap count to get free first downs on 3rd and 5 or less, 2nd and 5 or less. I would quick count on run game to make sure my offensive line, who was a little undersized, I was probably heavier than 3 or 4 of them. And I would say on first sound, so we get under set and we're going. They have that instant timing of surprise, the element of surprise. And so those are the little things that go a long way. And we turned that program around, and now they're even better. So I feel like we set the standard, and then they just went above and beyond, and happy to be, part of that. King Philip, got to give my high school, a shout out, King Philip Regional High School. But yeah, man, it's been an incredible journey, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, first of all, shout out to all the people in Newport, Maine, for producing the greatest white boy in college basketball. That's the hometown of Cooper Flag. Number 2, Geno Smith is one of the top 10 ball spinners on the planet. And let's stay for number 3.
Say top 5.
For number 3, let's stay right on the Pete Carroll topic, but let's adjust it slightly.
Okay.
We've seen almost every major brand in college football have some kind of resurgence in the last 10 to 15 years outside of your alma mater. Pete Carroll left in 2009. They've basically been irrelevant on the national title scene since. How do the Trojans fix the post-Pete Carroll voodoo bug, whatever the hell he is he left on that campus? How do they get back to being a legitimate national title contender?
I mean, that's going to sound weird because I'm from Massachusetts and I played, Southern Cal, but you got to win the state of California. Like, why are you going outside of California unless it's a special player? I'm not saying I kind of just fell into place over there at the right time. Recruiting, you're allowed to pay players now, so you should be winning your state. You don't have to go outside of California to find some of the best some of the best I ever played with from Cali. And there's a sense of pride when you grow up, in that state, and then going to school there and the tradition that we have. So I think that's a start. And then, it's a saying, right? Defense wins championships. And, for all the Heismans we had, I played with 3 of them, Carson, Leinart, and Reggie, right? And they're phenomenal players. We had some great players, but we had one of the top defenses year in, year out.
Man,
so those are my
defense
fixes.
And recruit and state. Let me ask you this real quick, since you just brought it up. Of those 3 guys and whoever else you play with at SC, who would you say was the best player you play with? Is it Reggie? That's what everyone's going to probably assume. Who would you say though?
Man, that's so many guys.
Darnell with you? Was Bing with you then?
Bing, yeah, that was my roommate.
Okay, Long Beach Poly, my boy's, I've known him since he was a little kid. Yeah, you had a lot of Poly kids there.
Dude, well, yeah, man, we almost got the Fab Five, but Mercedes Lewis went to UCLA. And man, we could if we had him too.
He's still in the NFL somewhere. Boy, he just
he's a machine. He is a machine. But the best player I got to say that I saw at the time, Troy Polamalu, right? So I was there, Carson and Troy's senior year. I was redshirt when I transferred in, and just the shit he was doing in practice. I wish they would open up the film vault to show you the stuff he would try and practice, and he would master it, and then he would take it to the game. And we're like, oh, dude, we did that 5 weeks ago, and but he wouldn't break it out in the game until he knew for sure he could do it. And I saw him bait Carson into it was like a 10-yard out, and he was playing off on the tight end, and then he ran up, reached out, poked the ball falls down, and it was like a single leg RDL. I thought I would have torn my hamstring off the bone. And then he just stood up on the next step, just straight from there, and just took it 70 yards of the house. And Pete was right there next to me. The whistle fell out of his mouth, and he was like, "Did that just happen?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, that happened, man!" Like that.
Hey, was Cushing with you?
Cush, Ray, and Kaluka. Ray Malu Kaluka came in. I was there to host as a recruit, for the recruiting process. I left because Ray was coming in. I thought it was going to be easier to make an NFL roster than that roster, so I took off as a junior.
Hey, that's a great point. That's a true story. A lot of people don't realize in the running back room, in the quarterback room, in the wideout, they said, "I'm going to go to the NFL. It's easier to make the roster."
Yeah, Ray was 6'3", 260 as a high school junior, and then he got even bigger and faster. And I was just and I wanted to stay 1 year, but I was like, you know what? I know that the NFL, not for long, right? And the No Fun League, but I got to go. Strike. We just won 2 national titles. The only thing left to do is, hopefully, be up for and win the Butkus. And I was like, you know what? I'm not worried about that shit. We won 2 national titles. 25 out of 26 games. The only one we lost was in triple overtime to Cal, a guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers. And he's still playing. But it was an unbelievable time to experience, and just we just didn't. The way we practiced carried over to every game. It's just the confidence you never thought you were going to ever taste defeat again. And we went, I think, even the year after, 33 straight games. But in that linebacker room, too, fellas, Keith Rivers, number 9 overall, and a walk-on by the name of Clay Matthews. And I remember Clay Matthews in his first scrimmage. He had like 10 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and a blocked PAT or field goal or a punt, one of it. And I turned around, looked over, I was like, yo, like, I know who that is because our dads went to SC around the same time. But I was like, why isn't this kid like, why is he on scholarship, one, but also, like, is anybody else seeing this? And so I knew Clay was going to make Pro Bowls. Hall of Fame, I can't say I knew that, but Pro Bowls, I was like, dude, I felt like he was better than me at middle linebacker. If he played middle linebacker, he would have been one of the best to ever play.
Damn.
Lofa, are you Polynesian?
Yeah, I'm half. My dad, Mosi Tatupu, the late. I saw your segment before this, So yes, my dad, late great Mosi Tatupu. He was my father, and so I'm half Samoan.
I got a question because this is just fascinating. The amount of elite, not just good, elite football players of Polynesian descent is immense. But when you meet you guys, family-centric, nice, would do anything for you. Talk to me about how the football culture became such a big part of the ancestry of the Polynesian people.
I think just the more that opportunities came about, and I don't know if there was a lot of other sports we could really play.
Rugby.
Yeah, there you go. But my dad was one of the first Samoan-born. I think he was the first Samoan-born player to make the Pro Bowl, and then so him, the throwing Samoa, Jack Thompson, some the pioneers that led the war.
Tui Asopos.
No, Tui, yeah, all of them, man. It's just it's just getting bigger because like now everyone's realizing, these kids, they can play this game at a high level, like you're saying, and they just need more opportunities. So like I remember like Ed Ogeron was like flying over to the Rock to Samoa and like grabbing some of these kids, and like it was just a different breed of beast. I'm talking, oh man, like the toughness. Travis Toffee, one of my boys, like he could barely speak English, but he had his locker was right next to mine. His foot was swollen, and I was like, Trav, you got to go get that shit checked out, man. And he's like, nah, I'm all right. And so we finally get to the end of the season, and he's just been limping for. This was in camp when it was hurting him, and then this was after bowl prep and everything. They finally gave, they would have given him an X-ray. He was too scared to go because he didn't want to get sent home. And so he had 2 broken bones in his foot that he played on that whole season. And all he did was ice it and show up for practice and kick ass. And I was just like, man, like that's a different level of toughness.
Yeah. Hey, I want to piggyback off Shaun's topic because I was going to bring the same thing up, similar. Like, George, I've known George, played at Arizona, throwing Samoan as well, who runs AIGA now, which is something I used to run for him out here. Malalua, right? George, I'm sure. And then you got Jesse Sapolo is out here.
Jesse.
All these OGs, the Tuies are from, and I still talk to Tui. Yeah. I still talk to Marcus a lot, but his dad and everybody, they're from Long Beach, on the west side of Long Beach. So there's a lot of polys, man, that I've been blessed to be around and coach. But I got to ask you, like, Massachusetts, that's not a poly heavy area. Like, was it military pops or what was the reason that you went over there?
No, so he just kept going east. He grew up in Samoa, or born in Samoa, and like the age of 4 or 5, they moved to Hawaii, and then he went to SC. He chose SC because like on the map it was the closest to Hawaii, because he wanted to go to U of H, and his mom was like, "No, you're getting the hell out of here." And then he got drafted by the Patriots in '78, and he played 13 of his 14 years there. And so, by the time he was out 90, I was like 8 or 9 years old. And, we just stayed put.
Got you. American or Western?
American.
Okay, because I used to go over there, man, to like what I don't want to fuck up the name, but what was the high school, man? Right on the water. It's all white. Like Salmona?
I've never actually been to the Rock. I was before my dad passed away, we were set to go out to, because Troy used to always put a camp out there, and and it just when the timing. I'll go one day, but I still haven't been back there.
Hey, we used to go over there, man, which is crazy because you fly the 5 to Hawaii and then take another damn 5, and it's like, God dang. And then we actually went to Tonga as well, and we used to bring gear over there. That's how crazy it was. The kids over there that have no gear, dog, and they're playing, Smitty, I'm not bullshitting you. They're playing with old school, Shaun, bike helmets with the bladder deflated. And they're fucking hitting you harder than anyone out here in the NFL right now. And these are high school cats.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, no shoes. No shoes. We had to take cleats over there and all kind of shit. I'm telling you, bro. It's different. It's a humbling experience. And George, Malulu, he actually is one of the guys that go over there with Troy and take Troy over there and do all that shit. So
right on, man. Hey, I appreciate you, JB.
Hold on, Lofa. Is it Malalu or Malalulu? Which one is it, JB?
Malalu. I don't know. I don't want to fuck his name up.
That was the correct pronunciation.
That's my boy too.
I mean, shit. It took me like half my life to learn my name. I'm the only half Samoan with the full Samoan name, Mosiula Mea Lofa Tatupu. And then I get over there to SC, and all the guys they got like Americanized name, like Troy, and like I mean they got the real Samoan name, but they gave them a shorter American, and like so I'm going over to Massachusetts with a full ass Samoan name that no one could say. So I'm just like, hey, fuck it, just call me Lofa. All right, like just
keep it simple. Oh man, that's hilarious, Shaun. You started laughing. I was like, I already know what you're talking about. Lofa, I gotta ask you this, man. Before we let you go, again, appreciate you for hopping on here. You told me in the DM you got some TJ Hushmanzada stories. What you told me. So here's the opportunity. What stories comes to mind that you have?
I mean, for anybody that wants to debate TJ, he is always fact-based and stat-backed up. So good luck with that. But he's the worst Halo player I've ever played. We played Halo a lot, and I just dominated him. But he told me we were doing a red zone drill, and he's like, I'm going to catch one on you today. I was like, the hell you are, man? Like, I seen all your moves. You ain't got nothing. Yeah. He gave the stick nod, and he did it on one step. But, you know, I had my hand on the low hip, so I could look back. If it's a stick, I'm going to pull through and undercut. If it's a nod, my arm's going to bring me right back without interfering, and I'm going to get my eyes around. But I had it so blanketed that I was like, there ain't no way Hasselbeck's throwing it. I hear it was like a bee going by my ear, which it was the ball. And Hoosh is just like, his arms are down, like, oh, the ball's not coming this way. And then last second, he just like throws his hands here. And so I go to punch and I miss, and he's just laughing. And I was like, that was the latest hands and the greatest disguise I've ever seen. And so, like, you know, literally, you can't let your guard down, whether it's a debate or it's late hands on a drill, but you could definitely whoop his ass in Halo. I'm telling you, I haven't picked up the sticks in like 20 years. I'll still dominate him in that.
Hey, Lofa, I've always wondered this. Were you on the team that lost to Green Bay in the playoffs?
No, that was a year or two before.
Okay, because I always wondered what kind of shit did Hasselbeck get in the locker room. Remember, this was the one of the overtime coin toss. We're going to win. We want the ball. We're going to score. And he threw the pick six to Al Harris.
I mean, technically, it was a touchdown pass. He wasn't wrong. It just wasn't the play he wanted. I mean, but I could only imagine but that's what you want out of your quarterback. You want a guy that's got that confidence, that shit talking, and like he can back it up. And that's why we played hard for us, because he was tough. And our dads played together in New England, so we grew up a town over from each other. So I grew up watching him play, and Tim, his brother, and then their youngest brother, Nathaniel. He was the best athlete. He just didn't get to 6'4" like the other two. He was like 5'11", like my height. But Nate was a beast. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. And
always, man.
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Gene Robinson and Chase Catlow. We binge watched the first two seasons, JB, of Last Chance U because of you, and then when you didn't come back, we were like, fuck that. We ain't watching this shit.
Hey,
that's love.
Hey, they stopped the show, and they were going. This is true. They were going to keep the show with me for as long as they could until I left. So it was that's a true statement by the owner himself. So I appreciate it. Shit. I was the first one to bring Usos to Kansas, by the way.
I know, right? You started it, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
I was taking a fucking rock. I was taking all the way to the Rock and back from Kansas. I was taking those flights to recruit certain guys, and I was like, fuck, Kahoko and fucking St. Louis, and I had guys from all over those high schools over there. This the best ones, and then they get to Kansas, dog. Hey, they get to Kansas, and they were like, that humidity hit them. I'm like, dog, it's the same humidity in Hawaii. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, but it's not dry like here, coach.
Yeah,
it's dry different here. Them motherfuckers out of shape. I'm like, oh, shit. Hey, Oaks, what do you got going now, though? What are you doing now?
Oh, like I said, a podcast. Oh, yeah.
What's the name? What's the name of the podcast? Let's plug it in.
All day, baby. All day podcast. So Seahawks, NFL focused, and just you have fun. I normally just don't like talking, but I like talking football. So that's why I chose to do that. And then, you get your own voice now. Like you don't have the media taking it and twisting, even though they do. Every now and then I'll see a clip where they just change what I said to their perspective. And I'm just like, all right, watch the whole show. But so that 1937 Farms got a cannabis company up here in the I-502 legal recreational industry. And then I just released a beer, me, Walter Jones, Hall of Famer, my boy. And Cam Chancellor. I know you know that name too. So we partnered with Savage Brewing because we are some savages, and it's 31 Savage, 51 Savage, and 71 Savage. So it's just kind of like a line like that. So so Savage Brewing Company. That's we released some beers, and we're making waves up here.
Tell Walt I said what's up. He's been on the show a few times, man. Former JUCO product himself, one of the best ever. So that's a good dude. He's a good dude. I've known Walt for a long time. He's a great dude, man. I got to get him back on here too. So shout out. Man.
I don't know if he's in the. See, I don't have a research group. I do all. It's off the top of the dome. Is he in the College Football Hall of Fame? Because I know he only spent like 6 months at Florida State, but like
I think he is.
One of the best I've ever seen in my life. Like 6'5", 315 pounds, and running a 4.6 is what they said they clocked him at.
The
couldn't get around him. Couldn't run by him.
College Football Hall of Fame is bogus.
It is because the problem is
you gotta make a parade All-American team to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. So they're basically eliminating damn near every non-big-time conference college football player in history. Because the shit you got to do from San Diego State or Tulane or somewhere to get on an All-American team.
Yeah, you got to break historical records to do that, right?
You know why? This is why, and I was one of the advocates, and it didn't show it on the show. One of the many things they left out, but they added me cussing out motherfuckers at Walmart. But here's the issue. They Jones Community College, Jones, Mississippi Community College, where Walt played, they came up with an award. I think they call it the Henry Wins inaugural. I think it's the Walter Jones Trophy at Jones Community College. A kid just won it recently from there. But the reason I brought this up was if you go JUCO, and we just mentioned one, TJ Houshmandzadeh, Chad Johnson at the time, Aaron Rodgers, Steve Smith, Cam Newton, all these guys that I played against, well, at least Chad, TJ, and Steve all played California JUCO with me. Here's the issue I have. You played JUCO 2 years. You don't meet the criteria to be a college football Hall of Famer, and that's why Walter Jones is getting fucked.
Wow. Those some names right there. Those some names right there. He didn't
play enough years. Yeah, he didn't play enough years. Yeah. And so, like, these guys will never be college football Hall of Famers when they're – come on, man. Walter Jones is grown ass.
It's bogus. College football Hall of Fame bogus.
When they're going to have the gold jacket, that's hilarious. Right?
Hey, think about this. How about Corey Dillon, JUCO? Oh, Rudy Johnson, JUCO. I'm just saying. How about all these guys? How about John Madden, Warren Moon? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, all these JUCO guys, they're not college football Hall of Fame. Like, come on, Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. But I could do that on a whole. We could do a whole show about that. But man, I got to get some of that brew.
Yeah,
I got to get some of that, man.
I'll ship y'all some.
Lofa, you get out to Vegas, let me know. You come out for a CBD event, a brewery event. Look me up.
I'm definitely gonna hit up Pete for some tickets. So yeah, I'm going to. I'll hit you.
Yeah, we got to hook up. I'll come out there for sure. That's only 2 hours.
Tell Pete you need 6 tickets.
6? Okay, that's it.
Smitty, you can't come, Smitty.
I was gonna ask for the red zone suite.
Ooh, okay.
Hey, hell yeah, Smitty can't come. He voted Kamala. All right, appreciate you. Much love.
I appreciate
we'll see you later.
Oh my God, I appreciate you guys. I'll come back anytime, man.
Always, brother. We gotta get you back on. All right, brother.
Peace.